for joining today's webinar. Talk about spa bath experience, powder rooms, and design, associated design ideas that go with that. Thanks everyone for their time today. This is our third webinar in our Lunch and Learn series that the Lifestyles by Barron's is putting on. Given the current global situation with COVID, again, hopefully everyone's doing well, their families and themselves are staying safe and staying well. We've had to kind of change our normal program, which is the tour of home. Are fond of. Many people have been on a tour of home, and we do have a lot of new people that come in year after year. So for those that don't know, the tour of home program is where we open up a project of ours to the general public for them to take a look at the design, the craftsmanship, touch, feel, ultimately gain a sense of previous clients' experience, etc., with Lifestyles by Barron's and how that they like. Actually, just two more people just joined in right now. So unfortunately, can't do the normal tour of homes because of Corona, and we're hoping to get back to that normal very soon. But for now, we're excited to launch these webinars on different design topics to be providing value, show a bit of our showroom, our decor center, I should say, and kind of go from there. So to let everyone know here, hopefully, as we know, as this past Monday, construction's opening up, they're starting to lift a few of the restrictions this past Monday, the 18th, on shopping, etc. So we're included on that in terms of construction is now open. As they begin to lift the restrictions, and hopefully we all can start interacting on a more personal level versus over the computer, which is our new normal now, we'll be booking more for groups of 2. So usually with the tour of homes, we usually are seeing 40, 50, even 60 people at a showing. With keeping the theme of everyone's safety and top of mind, once those restrictions start to lift, we'll be focusing on private tours. We'll be focusing on sanitizing our showrooms and decor center, making sure that people, are acting safe, being safe. We're making the environment safe for them, disinfecting as people come, disinfecting as people go. But of course, as we've seen in the past, being overwhelmed with the Tour of Homes program with multiple people, a lot of people, given this more intimate one-on-one setting, we're already starting to see a backlog of people starting to book tours with us. So without further delay here, if you are interested in that, you'd love to see our showroom, we're going to show you a little bit of a tidbit of this here in our webinar series. But to get more of the intimate details, to talk with us, to ask those questions, we highly recommend, once all this is lifted, that you do a one-on-one with us, and you can speak with our customer care center on that one. So with all that being said, in today's webinar, we're planning to go until about 1 p.m. I'm going to be muting people during the webinar, but feel free to use the chat function. So the chat function is just located at the bottom of your screen. You should see. Feel free to just type in any questions at any time. If I see something come up and it's something relevant that we can address right then and there, I'll be sure to stop the presenter, and that way we can address those questions. If not, all questions at the end, we're going to be opening up to a Q&A. We'll be addressing any questions that might have been missed or haven't been addressed at that time. So with that being said, we do have one more webinar planned for next week, and it'll be at the same time, Wednesday at 12 noon. Expect an email out with an invite for that with all the login details too. We hope to see everyone there. And there will be a 5th webinar in our series launching in the beginning of June on that Wednesday. And what's very interesting about that is going to be a cost-effective solution that Lifestyles by Barron's is going to be offering to remodel homes at a very low, very cost-effective price point, I should say, that meets the needs of all clientele. Given the current situation with what's going on, we'd still like to meet the needs of those that would like to turn their home into a dream home, renovate the home, etc. Okay, and without further ado here, I'd like to formally introduce Gordon Rick. Gordon Barron is the president of Lifestyles by Barron's. Company right now is 27 years of experience with Rick. He's got over 12 years of experience, so they bring an extensive number of years of experience so far in 2020. And without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and pass it over to Gord.
Good morning, folks. Okay, so we really want to make this as impactful as possible here. So this portion of the presentation is more educationally focused, kind of the do's and don'ts, kind of at a high level in regards to bathroom design. So Chris, if you could actually put up the first slide here. You'll be very surprised, folks. I'm actually showing a project we did 10 years ago, and over 10 years ago. There's a reason we're showing this project. Good design, good material selection should be somewhat timeless. So we're extremely careful on what sort of products we select. Feel free to reference our site. This project I'm referring to is the Lavoca site, but I wanted to give you some highlights here. So this is very typical. This was actually there before bathroom, and you'll see a lot of common elements you see in many builder solutions. So the shower is the typical shower. It's typically very small. It can't breathe, which means it's very prone to mold. It's typically a dark area. Then you'll have the typical Roman tub. Well, you'll spend more time cleaning that tub than you will physically using that tub if it doesn't have more functional elements. You'll see the typical very high window configuration, which also makes spaces that aren't necessarily small feel small. So if we can go to the next slide, Chris, and I'm going to go through this fairly quickly, folks. We're just trying to give folks some ideas. So as you can see, quite a difference. So regardless of what you decide to do, spend more time at the design stage. And once again, this went into production over 10 years ago. The design was likely done over 11 years ago. But certain elements make sense. So you can see what we've done here. We've actually larger window configuration, very different configuration of the space. So let's actually go to the actual next slide, which shows what we revealed. Now, you'll see there's a strong correlation between what we said we were going to design and what we implemented, and they feel like very different spaces. So some basic building blocks of good design. You'll notice here that the cabinets that have been installed, they're custom, and the industry uses a fancy term, comfort height. Comfort height just basically means the same height as what you'll see in a kitchen. But the advantage of that configuration is it allows a lot more storage. Now, every builder home that you look at, if you go into your own home, you'll likely see that the vanities are all lower down. With aging demographics, I include myself in that, folks want to stay in their homes indefinitely. And quite frankly, comfort is a lot easier for even brushing your teeth. But certain design elements just make sense and are truly timeless. So if you look right through Vanity at kind of 12 o'clock on the slide there, you'll notice here that we've done the inverted configuration, which we've been doing for years. So instead of having that dummy panel under the sink, that's actually a pull-out drawer. And then you've got a full stack there. So it's got significant storage capability. We've done a makeup area, which drops down to desk height. And then we've done a second sink. By design, if we can separate the couple, that makes a lot of sense. You'll notice also we've used a lot of natural products. So once again, this is an installation that was done over 10 years ago, but when you cut material out of a mountain, it doesn't necessarily get dated. The other thing from a practical standpoint, you'll notice you're not going to see a lot of trim details. You're not going to see baseboard. Baseboards and bathrooms just don't mix very well. You'll also notice further that we've got a bench configuration, which means aging demographics or a lady simply shaving legs. There's safety issues, there's comfort issues. It just means more of a long-term solution. If we can go to the next slide. As you can see, that was our before space, so quite a difference. You can see that drop-down vanity that you see all the time. You'll see that there's a tremendous amount of wasted space because you've got those two big swinging doors, which means you really can't use much of that space. You'll notice that the mirrors don't go all the way to the ceiling. If I can just back you up, Chris, on that slide, I should have mentioned one other little detail. You want a cost-effective solution? You notice we built this custom balance detail over. We're mirroring what we've done in the vanities in the ceiling, and it adds a wow element, gives you that custom built-in feeling, not necessarily the custom. And we dug this for full privacy from a window treatment. So let's just move forward to the next slides. We're going to fast forward to something a little bit more current. So next slide, please. Oh, sorry, we're still in the same one here. Basic building blocks here. So back to the big picture of the shower there. As you can see here, larger shower. So if you recalled at the beginning of the before, we had a very small shower, a little harder to use. Basic building blocks. If you can have a shower arm to actually clean the material, clean yourself, clean the shower, makes sense. Less grout, larger tile configurations, those things just make sense. Let's go to the next slide, please. So let's say you don't have room for the tub, okay? So here's a much smaller bath, and it's a very current job. This job was done recently. This just shows you a slightly different configuration, but it's the same basic building blocks. So you'll notice here, we've done the 45-degree angle, we've done the full glass package, which is making a very small space look absolutely huge. We had no room for the desk application, so we've replaced it with a stack of drawers, and we've got the inverted configuration, and we still have the large walk-in shower capability. Those are the kind of the minimums if you're looking for a master suite. If you have to eliminate one, you'll also notice we put the very large window. It's amazing how that can actually make a very small space feel incredibly large. Keep in mind that bricks on the exterior of your home in North America, unlike Europe, is a facade. It's non-structural at the end of the day. So those are things that can be done that make an absolutely huge difference in the overall end result. Okay, so next slide, Chris, please. Okay, so now we're stepping it up. Now we're showing you a home, and we're actually quite flattered with this home. Quite frankly, from the Build Society, we won 5 of 7 possible awards that can be won for custom building, which is a record in the industry. We're really proud of that. But this shows you the importance of a design. Now, they had a small room over a garage, which we completely turned it into a large living space, including a dressing room and a master bedroom, walk-in closet, and a spa bathroom. But the importance of a design is so incredibly important. It's much more cost effective to figure it out at the design stage versus doing it after the fact. So this is the design that was presented to the homeowner. If we go in, this is the Hoover project, by the way, if people want to drill down more on the website and explore at their own pace. So let's take a look at the next slide, please. So as you can see, strong correlation. And we've literally spanned it about 12 years very quickly here, but same basic principle. So for example, you've got natural stone detail working around that tub. If you can get a 2-person tub in there, go with the 2-person tub. You'll see in the industry, we've seen a real trend with these freestanding tubs, and that doesn't mean that they're not an option, but keep in mind the square footage of residential homes globally has plummeted. Like we're now quoting average home price square footage of 500 square feet. So when you get into those home sizes, the freestanding tub is the only option. But I'll be frank, there is some real challenges around freestanding tubs. There's a safety issue as far as getting in and out of them, slipping and falling. There's some other practical issues as far as keeping it clean. So when behind the tub, water will splash out. There's no question, dust will develop. There are some challenges around it, but you'll notice with this configuration, this is designed to be a bit more of a timeless solution. So whether you be a 6-year-old child or whether you be the 90-year-old mother-in-law or the parent, the issue here is you can safely get in and out of these tubs. And that's a key issue when you're mixing hard surfaces and water. So this allows people to safely sit down, get on the tub, and safely lower themselves into the tub. If you are going to do this configuration, by all means, consider body jets and things of this nature. They're easy to keep clean. They are therapeutic. They have some medical benefits, health benefits, and they typically mean you will use it. Another little helpful tip you may want to consider is look at solutions that are much more quiet. We've all heard those jets that sound so loud, it really destroys the experience. At Lifestyles by Barron's, we typically look at solutions that are much more quiet, much more easier to experience. You'll notice the spray arm there as well. The spray arm makes it easy to keep it clean. So let's take a look at the next slide. So you'll notice we had a wall there. There's another feature wall. So once again, when you use natural elements, they tend not to trend in, trend out. 15, 20 years from now, that natural product will still be relevant. It won't be something that people go, oh, that's an 80 look, a 90 look. From a design perspective, and we're all aging and we all want to stay in our homes longer. You look at the COVID situation and some folks that are in these extended livings, there's a real push, and we think this is going to be something long-term. People try and stay in their homes longer. We never want a home to look institutionalized. That's the last thing you want to deliver in anybody's home. But you'll notice we've got a lot of space to the left of that toilet. That's frankly designed for, you know, if there is a need, for example, for a wheelchair or things of this nature. So in design, try and think about some of those long-term practical applications as well. You'll notice the huge windows there as well. Next slide, please. Now, this is obviously a very upgraded bathroom, and we did win the award on this. We received the award as one of the, the #1 best bathroom produced in the province for this year, which is quite an achievement. So we were very, very excited about that. But some of the basic design elements you're going to see here is ease of access into the tub, 2-person tub, the fireplace. You know, if we run into situations where we have disruptions to power, we're still able to heat portions of the home very successfully here. We're distributing heat equally to both rooms. The feature wall is absolutely stunning, and that's all of our artwork elements, the sculptural detail you're seeing on the fireplace, the driftwork, which we worked hand in hand with our design teams to develop that. The walk-in shower, it's a stunning experience. There is a bench there. You'll also notice we've done a floating configuration here, and you'll see this in our decor center as well. The floating configuration allows for a very clean look. It makes the space feel much larger than it is, but we've also introduced a lot of storage capability, and there's a display opportunity, as you can see there. I wish you folks could see these homes at night, because there is hidden uplighting, and it really is like you are going to the spa. A photo never does justice to that. I encourage you to come to our decor center. We have much of these elements and more actually in our center for you to see as well. Next slide, please. Okay, so starting point. So powder room. Our original powder room, we've all seen this powder room. The powder room is statistically the highest used room, only next to the kitchen on the main floor of a home. It's used by your guests, it's used by your family, it's used by everybody, but typically they're a closet. There's some design limitations in that. So for example, the pedestal has some serious problems. Where do you put the toilet paper? Where do you put any cleaning supplies? Extremely limiting. The grid configuration makes it even, and when I say grid configuration, I'm talking about the tiles on the floor. Most builder homes, you'll see that. It's inexpensive, it's unskilled labor, and it's easy to do, and it's very low material cost. But there are some serious limitations with that configuration. So that was our starting point. What we're going to do is now reveal our new powder room. Now you'll notice our powder room is significantly different. We have reclaimed some space from the hall, not a lot of space, we're talking less than 2 feet here, but it is amazing the difference it makes. You'll also notice in this typical configuration, we have the swing door, which is the passage door that every builder home is going to have. Well, that also limits where things can go for obvious reasons. In our installation, we've done a pocket door installation, so the transformation between those two spaces is very significant. So if we're going to switch over cameras at this point, and we're going to actually reveal the new powder room. Just bear with us, Chris.
Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, so just bear with me, folks, here a second while I just transmit to the other device. It's all new to us, given COVID, what's going on. Just bear with me here. Okay, I think you should be on in just a moment. Okay.
Okay, right. We're just flipping the camera around. Just bear with us here.
Okay.
Okay, folks. So as you're going to see, that is quite a different experience, and I'll try and move the camera very, very slowly. So as you can see here, we've now done a full vanity. Okay, and what you're trying to do is create more of a furniture quality versus cabinet quality. So to make the space feel larger than it is, you'll notice it's floating. So that's furniture configuration. We actually have hidden downlights in that, which are not active right now. And I will caution everybody as we go through this. The lifestyle home is almost done. Due to the COVID situation, some of our finishing elements, such as artwork, and you'll see some stickers on walls in that, we're still finishing. But from a design perspective, you'll notice here, this is a chance where you can really show some creativity and mix different design elements. This is absolutely stunning, and I would love you to see this in person, but an absolutely gorgeous sink, which was the premise for the entire design that flowed in the powder room. As you can see here, we've got a somewhat traditional from a standpoint of design elements as far as the faucets here, a stunning sink here. And as you step up, we've actually tried to modernize the space from a standpoint of we've introduced an industrial element. So if you look closely here, who would think in a powder room? But in a powder room, you can still make a statement, all right? So, and you want to make a statement. So we've actually done something that is, most people would think would be overlarge for the space, but it absolutely is stunning. And when we get artwork added here, as you can see the matching sconces here, it's adding an industrial feel, which will be timeless. This is not something that's going to trend in and trend out. And the toilet area, we've tried to separate. So it's not welcome to the toilet. That's not the first thing you're going to see. You'll notice that the first thing you see here is actually the toilet area. Sorry, off to the side, you don't see the toilet area. So, and we will have extensive artwork that's going to flow on these walls that's going to even warm the space. But from a storage capability here, you'd be absolutely shocked at how much storage capability is in here. So if we take a look at just even this side of the cabinetry here, and as we open up the drawers, you're going to see how you're gaining a tremendous amount of storage as far as what it will physically take. These drawers all extend fully telescopic extension, so it's amazing how much storage capability you're gaining by better designing the actual space. Even on the bottom here, if we take a look at the bottom, you know, we can literally, I mean, people have the requirement for a lot of toilet paper capabilities. This is even working around the plumbing. So you can see the amount of capacity you have here is extremely significant. Good design is also what you can't hear or see, okay? So for example, one thing we've done in this design here is we've actually recessed the speaker technology directly into the walls and ceilings. So when clients are in here, I'll just be quiet for a moment, just bear with me here. We typically get a complete wow going, where's this coming from, okay? But it's all being recessed directly in, so there's no possible damage. This is a lifetime solution. It can range in price points, but it really is an amazing experience. And quite frankly, this is entirely controlled just by your iPhone. All right, so automation has allowed for really some creative applications here. As you can see, a very different feeling than what the space was before. Very functional and gives you a lot more application. Now you're wondering where the space came from. So let's back out of the powder room and you see the use of the pocket door, which is also giving you a lot more space. We've simply taken a 45-degree angle. We've moved the wall less than 2 feet. And that's allowed for a very different overall experience. So it's like night and day. So that's just giving you some very basics in regards to powder room design. It doesn't have to be the closet. It doesn't have to feel like that really uncomfortable space that you simply want to get in and out as quickly as possible. So it shows you with a little bit of creativity what can be done. So at this point, we're going to go and show you main bath design. We'll start with the starting point and then we'll show you what has been done. So we're just going to park this for a moment and just go to the second level of the lifestyle home. Bear with us, please.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'm just going to share my screen here so everyone can see the before picture of what they'll be talking about. That's not it.
Chris, are you there?
Yep, your phone's just coming on now. Just bear with it a second.
Okay. So Chris is just putting on the starting point. Now we've done a lot of changes to this space, okay? So very typical. So if you look closely here, what you're going to see here is the typical vanity configuration. And once again, the same problems you're going to be seeing. You've got those huge doors, losing a lot of space, a very small window, which you'll see almost in every builder solution. We've made the window much larger. And you'll also notice the typical shower installation, which means you've got the bulkhead, which means drywall dropping from the ceiling, which is also closing in that space. It means less tile work, but what it really translates to you is more humidification problems, which means the space is more prone to mold issues. So same space, and you'll notice the small mirror, which everything makes it feel smaller than the space is by far. So let's do the reveal of our new main bath. So Chris, if you can switch over to the camera here, and we're going to try and walk you through this space.
Okay, just bear with me one moment. Okay, you're good to go.
So as you can see, folks, significant change. Now, folks, don't be afraid to use some natural elements. For example, this is cherry, okay? And you're thinking, wow, that's pretty strong for a bathroom. But it's cherry wood at the end of the day. Timeless, beautiful warmth. And as you can see here from an overall design perspective, we've got these huge, beautiful floor detail towels, which really open up the space. And then as you actually walk into this space here, we're going to try and show you some of the storage capability. But as you can see, we have a huge counter space, absolutely stunning amount of counter space, a beautiful fixture faucet here. You'll notice that we've got huge mirrors, which is making the space feel much larger than it is. large light fixtures, and it really is taking what felt like a small depressing space. You also notice the larger window, which is really opening the space. And once again, artwork is on order. It's being delayed because of COVID, so it will look so much nicer when we have finished. But Rick, if I could trouble you to come over, I'd just like to show you some of the storage capability here. Everybody has storage requirements. So as you can see here, here's a simple example where we've actually got a tremendous amount of just vitamins, things, and we're using basic decorative jewelry trays to show how we can make the space a little bit more functional here. I pull down the next drawer. You could literally put 60 rolls of toilet paper in here. So it shows you the capacity of what it will take. Go down to the next drawer. And one thing we're really proud of here is things that you can't necessarily see but have a wow factor. So if you take a look closely at this countertop here, with the countertop, we actually have a hidden lighting solution here, which means there's no moving parts, nothing to break. So literally by just touching at the far right corner, you'll notice we've triggered a lighting solution. Now that has two purposes at the end of the day. You can dim that light down, or you can to whatever level you want simply by touching the countertop. And once again, no moving parts, which is a fairly cost-effective solution, but yes, custom, but it really adds a wow factor. Put that to full. Is that on full, the lighting? Okay. So one thing we're really proud of here is people have hidden requirements, okay? So in plain sight, we all familiar with a kick. Now, if folks, that's that space underneath the cabinet here. This is where we're trying to show how do we use that space that's normally just wasted. So if you take a close look, we have hidden storage, okay? So if people, don't want things in plain sight from a standpoint of possible risk of burglary or things disappearing, that's not something most folks are going to be thinking of or looking for. It's completely hidden from a standpoint of access, okay? And you'll see this runs the entire length of the cabinet, offering significant storage capabilities. Or perhaps these are, some medications or things you don't want kids getting into or grandkids getting into. There's lots of, we have even a full-size scale. Not everybody wants to see that scale and remind them that, geez, they want to lose weight. That's literally hidden away, out of sight, out of mind, but it's accessible when you want it. So let's show you that shower transformation. Now, if you recall, that was a standard tub configuration. So that means a tub with a basic shower head, all right? So you're gonna see quite a transformation, but the exact same space. Now, design-wise, barrier-free. That means aging demographics or even children. There's no issues with slip and falls. They can easily transition into that shower. And you'll notice the drain is a linear drain, draining away from the main bathroom. A beautiful tile configuration. We've even incorporated a bench that can be for safety issues, that can, once again, aging demographics, or as simple as a lady shaving her legs. As you move further up into the shower here, you'll notice we've done the little nooks for shampoo and conditioners. As you go further up, you'll see that we've done something very energy efficient. Those are sun tunnels. There's no lights on right now in those tunnels. That's just natural light working into the shower, which means this space is always bright, even by moonlight. But it can operate with an actual light as well. It gives you both options. So here you've got a relatively small space, which could just be a shower, very cost effective, with a rain shower and some simple control valves and call it a day. Or we can step it up. Now, remember, we're trying to show clients all different options.
Gord, sorry to interrupt, but a question was asked that maybe you'd like to address now, or maybe you have an idea of later on. But
Sure,
clients often worry about costs when reconfiguring the layout of a bathroom, such as plumbing, drains, etc. Is this something that maybe you can elaborate a little bit further on, just given that you just mentioned a little bit more cost-effective options?
So that's actually an excellent question. Design-wise here, this has been done very cost-effectively, and the reason why it's been done cost-effectively is the plumbing has all remained in the original locations. So, for example, the vanity plumbing has not changed. The gray water leaving the toilet has not changed, so it's non-invasive to the home. The shower configuration has not changed. Now, keep in mind, doing an installation like this, you would get the shower space. There's no question about it, but the plumbing is still all in the same locations. So we're trying to show a very cost-effective solution. Now, obviously, there's all sorts of bells and whistles here. Not all people need the bells and whistles, or from a budget perspective, want all the bells and whistles. But as long as you're being non-invasive, this is considered non-invasive. We're not physically moving anything. And in this design, we haven't moved anything. We've actually redeployed all original services and simply added to. So does that answer the question?
Yes, that's perfect. Thank you.
Beautiful. So let's discuss this shower here. I'm going to get Rick to show some elements here of the shower. Now it can operate once again as a very standard shower, which means you've got the spray arm and things of this nature. But if you want to take it one step further, let's say you want to see the ocean, smell the ocean, and actually feel and see the ocean, that's an option. Okay, so Rick is going to actually show you some of the technology that's available using chromotherapy and steam showers.
So this is actually a combination of a standard shower and one thing that Gord, not sure if you mentioned, you'll see you've got the 3 body sprays in here. You've got the rain shower. You also have a hand shower, and we always place a hand shower in every shower we do. Only reason for that is it makes it much easier for you to actually clean the space, or for a lady shaving her legs or things like that, or if you have a child or even a pet, anything like that. This just makes it so much easier and more functional. But let's talk about the steam shower. So this little space actually has a built-in steam shower, and it's more than a steam shower. As Gord said, it does include chromotherapy, it includes aromatherapy, and a few other things that I'm going to show you. So first thing, it's very user-friendly. What you see here is the main control for the steam shower. So you're seeing basically an iPad. You just touch it, slide over, and right away you'll see that you can actually program for 2 users. So usually the couple, and that you can pre-program all your settings. So when you get in here and you click on the first user, you'll see right away the temperature set and the timing set for the steam shower. So obviously there is a control on the outside, so that before you step into the shower, you can actually turn on the steam. You come in here and it's basically set, once again, for user 1 or 2. But it does more than that. The one thing that's been getting more and more popular in the last few years is chromotherapy, which basically means light therapy and color therapy. So what this does is you click on it, and it shows you the entire body and the different colors and what each of the colors, what area of the body the colors actually affects. So as an example, let's pick blue. So blue basically affects the neck area. It relieves headaches, stomach pains, and muscle cramps. So imagine the shower is completely full of steam. Once you turn on the blue light, it will actually fuse with the steam, so the entire shower will turn blue. And if you want to take it a step further, as Gord said, you want to feel the ocean, hear the ocean, smell the ocean. Right down at the bottom here, this is where the steam comes out of. This little spout opens. What you can do is use your favorite essential oils, and you can actually put infuse the oil smells into the steam also to get that tranquility feel. If you want to actually see the ocean, what you do is you click on the little video. So imagine everything's blue. You've got the aromatherapy going on. Click on the scene that you like, and now you've got the beach and you've got the sound of the ocean too. So you can spend your 20 minutes in here just completely relaxing and just kind of forgetting about your workday or whatever other stressful situation. But if you don't want one of these scenes, and if you don't want the sounds of the ocean or whatever it is, you do have Bluetooth capabilities in here too, so that if you look up, the actual water spout will actually, it actually has the lights and the speakers built into it, so that as you're showering, the music actually comes down on top of you.
And folks, if I can just interject here, we try and really do our research before we will recommend any products or services. It has been clinically proven that this light therapy does deal with things, anything from anxiety levels down to managing of blood pressure. They do use them in spas and in medical treatments as a way of dealing with today's anxieties and things of this nature. So it's not something you're going to use every single day, but it really is a wow. And as you can see, the options are endless here on what it will do, or quite frankly, if you want to hear a concert of your own choice, as Rick said, the options are endless. But once again, remember, we're using this to showcase all the options. If you want something simple, very cost effective, it can be just the basic building blocks of a barrier-free solution with a rain shower and a simple control. Once again, we're just simply showing the granularity of different options. So quick recap, thank you for that, Rick. You can see quite a difference as far as the space, huge patch of area, As you can see, the mirror is very significant. Once again, none of the artwork has arrived here, so it looks a little bit barren, but it will look stunning when it's complete. And once again, that's the purpose of the lifestyle home. Feel free to book times here to actually go through things here. One thing I would suggest here is at this point, we're going to transition into the spa. Now, once again, don't be intimidated. When we're showcasing different areas, we're trying to show our creativity, our design excellence. There's a reason why we won the award as producing the best bathroom for in the Build Society for last year. So we're always having to take the benchmark up a bit. So now we're going to transition over to the spa. So Chris, would you be good enough just to park this as we just go to the spa bathroom? Yeah. Okay, so we had a standard walk-in closet and a very small ensuite configuration. So very standard to what many folks have seen and experienced in their own homes. Standard roof, relatively small spaces. What we have done in our center is we've actually removed the walk-in closet. We have a different configuration, which we can show you if you actually came to the center. And we've actually combined the two spaces to create what we think is a dream bathroom. So it is quite a different experience. So Rick, if you could, sorry, Chris, if you could turn on the camera showcasing the current spa. All right, can we go to full screen there? Beautiful. So I'll try and hold this as tightly as I can. As you can see here.
Sorry, Gord, it seems to have been on landscape mode there. If you could just tilt it the other way. I think
landscape
sometimes the phone gets stuck.
Yeah, landscape's going to give them a lot more of the view here.
Sorry, it's just from our perspective on the webinar, it's sideways right now. So if you turn your phone one way and then back again, it should reset. There we go. That's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that, Chris. So as you can see, quite a different solution here and very different than everything we've just shown you. So you'll notice we have some display areas where we're using very limited space, but trying to create some visual interest, some same basic building blocks here. So you'll notice here that we've got the full mirrors, we've got the sconces floating on them, floor to ceiling detail. We've mirrored the cabinet detail in the ceilings, a bit more of a contemporary design here, you'll notice. We have stepped it down, which you can see, which is a great area from a makeup area perspective. We have tried to keep the homeowners separated so they have their own space and their own experience. We have a really exciting presentation very shortly next week on feature walls and fireplaces. So I won't go into a lot of detail, but this really is a wonderful experience. In the days where we have power disruptions, this will also help support the home from a standpoint of continual heat. But it really is quite special when you can have it when you're in the shower, or for that matter, when you're in the tub. And once again, it's not always just about beauty, it's also about functionality. So as you can see here, when you're creating this sort of space, it's amazing how much storage capabilities this adds. So if you take a look here as Rick is opening up some of these drawers, by design, we have completely overloaded all of this, but we are trying to show, I don't think too many people have that much loss, but we're really trying to show capacity, okay? And once again, that inverted cabinet, if you recall, most people have the dummy panel across the front, which is completely useless. It's just hiding the sink. Whereas when we put it to the bottom, we just claimed a whole other new storage area, which is really quite significant. So I'm just going to switch over cameras here and talk a bit more about the design. So if you take a look at this overall design here, you can see how it's significantly opened the space. You'll also notice here, if you came in at night, so for example, you see what we call tick lighting, extremely durable. That's aluminum. It has no wood detail, which means nothing to hold moisture here. But literally, as you come into the bathroom at night and you don't want to totally wake up, you literally do this. So by literally touching that counter, it's tripping that light, okay, which illuminates safely the entire space. So it has a very practical consideration, but it also has a wow consideration. We're really proud of this. A lot of focus has gone into design here, and this is not some useless little cabinet. We affectionately call this the store. we've designed this in other homes that we've done for clients, but what it holds is absolutely stunning. So, and we all have those elements. Now, once again, we by design have overloaded everything to try and show what it will hold. It is engineered, it is designed for weight, but as you can see, it makes everything extremely functional, easy, and accessible. So, and it doesn't end there. Good design, and it's not always possible, but we try and separate the toilet from a standpoint of a certain degree of privacy. So you'll notice we've tucked the toilet away here. And then we have what most folks would call the medicine cabinet. Now, most people don't like the medicine cabinet. It typically holds nothing, and it's aesthetically not pleasing. This is very typical for lifestyles. So we've actually done feature lights, which are up and down, which illuminate the space and make it feel much larger. We have a display component, which is just a nice, elegant touch. But once again, I defy you to use a medicine cabinet that you would typically find and put that in it. The amount that is holding is extensive, and by design, we're trying to show the functionality of that. There's also a display area. We're trying to minimize displays, but as you can see, we're not fully staged here, but this will have some dry flower capabilities. And once again, your lights are controlled that simply from a standpoint of just touch. People don't want what we call in the industry wall acne, where you've got switches and switches and switches. Now, they are necessary, but if we can reduce them, that is our intent, to reduce as much as possible. Even the simple thought is this: good design will replicate. This is the Kohler. We're quite proud of Kohler. Kohler is one of our main distributors here, but it's those touch points are elegant. This is considered a button top detail. This is the particular Margot line. It's carried all through this particular spa bathroom. It's timeless, it's beautiful. It appeals to both the husband and the wife, so it's not specific to one sex. It does truly have mass appeal. So as we go further into this space, we've actually vaulted the ceiling. And once again, don't be intimidated and don't look at our little stickies here. As you can see, we're still working through issues here, but the same concept. You literally touch the cabinets here, and this is a mantle configuration, and it's controlling all the light switches here. So once again, we are significantly reducing the requirement for switches here. So we're going to go into more detail in our next lunch and learn on feature walls, so I won't spend a lot of time here. But as you can see, this is truly a wow. This is considered a waterfall lighting feature. It's now a vaulted ceiling. This was simply a flat ceiling, which really creates a wow. This is a place you want to enjoy, you want to experience. This is considered a family tub. So we have the traditional means of filming it. And you notice we've added ease of access. So you can clearly, safely, same concept, you can safely sit on this. You can safely get into this. If you go this route, a helpful little tip: make sure it's not the Roman tub. As I said, you will spend more time cleaning it than physically using it. So this is the advantage of one that you can have the body jets. You'll truly enjoy that. It's sound reduced at the end of the day. It has the chromotherapy. And if you want to really take it up a notch, that's a waterfall. So you can literally fill the tub from the ceiling, which is a stream of water coming down. And once again, that's just a wow factor. Certainly not necessary, but it certainly is one of those options. Everybody's trying to also introduce natural elements. So this is a very natural element. You're thinking, oh God, I'm not going to be the one watering it. It's just tied into the irrigation system. So it's the same concept if you're irrigating your front lawn or back lawn. It's completely automated. This has been here for a number of months and we've done nothing with it. It's fully maintained. It actually has lights, which we forgot to turn on, but at night it's dramatic. And this is gardening lights that you can see outside. It's truly stunning and it really introduces that green element. So let's discuss a few other elements. So you'll see the hidden lights, the use of natural stone. The fireplace is absolutely stunning. It does provide a warmth to the space. Typically when you're in the tub area, you want the space to be physically warmer anyway. Towel warmer. This is designed obviously for those that want that warm towel, but it's designed almost as a feature element in its own right. So let's take a look at the spa shower. Now our design teams really had some fun working with this actual space here. So as we walked into this space, we literally are trying not to waste any space. This has 30 full-size towels, okay? So that rivals some people's linen closets. So once again, capacity. And once again, even small spaces. Take a small space like that, and we've managed to get a full stack of 3 drawers in here. All the soft closes, all hidden. It's trying to use all the space. We're exceptionally proud of our spa shower. So as you walk into this, this is meant to be really special, all right? So we've got the recessed roof, we've got a complete hidden lighting package, and once again, we're trying to show different things. It's not a matter of taking all these things, it's a matter of showing different things. We have a downlighting package if you like. We also have a whole sound system that we'll discuss momentarily. We absolutely love this product. At the time of this video here, we've been in business for over 27 years, and natural products, we do both. We do certainly the man-made, which is clearly a man-made product. This is a natural product. It's onyx, which is the oldest stone on the planet. It's more fossilized. And when we say fossilized, it typically has a lot of movement. This is actually art. You look at this, and every time I walk in and clients have walked in, I kind of marvel at it. It's absolutely stunning. It's something you never get tired of. It's not something that's going to trend in or trend out. It truly is a natural product. Now, if you take a look at this product here, it's beautiful in its own right. It acts as a feature element, extremely durable. It's eliminating all those grout requirements. So, I mean, it's a wow in its own right. We've taken it one step further. So one step further means we've lit it. So there's a complete light package behind this, extremely energy efficient. It's not going to use a lot of energy. And frankly, it could be any color that you want it to be. And that's just simply with technology of today, it's literally just showing you what, in fact, your options are, or you can even customize. You'll notice that it's gradually changing color to, frankly, whatever color you'd like it to be or whatever color absolutely appeals to you. You'll notice on our website here, we've used this in many different applications, including in countertops. So once again, we're trying to show different applications. As you can see, this is designed to feel very spacious. So once again, some basic design elements. Barrier-free configuration, which means easy to access. The floor drains towards underneath here, under the bench here, which means we're trying to keep water out of the area. Lighting packages, we have lighting packages under here. This is designed as a couple area, obviously. You can literally lie down. If you want to actually experience the sound, we have a complete sound system in here. And when it's operating, and this will be a whole other discussion, but we've got a really unique ceiling application here. This application 100% mirrors rainfall. So, I mean, the drops are all different, they're all random. Or it can come down as they call a deluge, which means a whole bunch of water at the same time. So this is not for every day. I mean, it can be used as every day, but this is trying to create a very special spa zen. It's having the spa without physically going anywhere. Then these practical issues we've discussed before. So for example, for cleaning purposes, be it yourself and or the space, this certainly gives you the capability. So what I'm going to try and do at this point is give you a sense. Sitting here, I kind of marvel at the design and what we've actually done here. So I'm going to try and give you a sense of what that actually feels like. So as you can see, imagine yourself sitting in this space. You're looking out, you're seeing this kind of tropical oasis. You could literally be listening to a concert or a movie, be it in the tub or be it in this space here. It would be playing in all areas. You've got that beautiful feature wall. As you look a little closer out, you've got this vaulted ceiling, giving the illusion of this waterfall detail just in the light fixture, looking over towards the spa. And once again, folks, don't be intimidated by this. This is just trying to show design, different applications, many different components. And we have a lunch and learn in 2 weeks, which is a very different offering, which shows you the beauty of what you can do with lifestyles without all this degree of customization. What we're trying to show here is a la carte, where you can pick and choose elements that are important to you and leave other elements that perhaps are not important. But once again, from a design perspective, we're always having to try and take it up a notch and show different applications and how we can design things that are truly beautiful, timeless, and do last the test of time. You'll notice here we've got the vaulted ceilings from an energy perspective are very effective with the venting of the skylights as well, and we'll go into more detail. You'll also notice we are a direct distributor of Hunter Douglas. With the COVID situation, all of that is a stop right now, which we will be pulling out of shortly. So in the coming months, we will be going complete home automation, and that's going to be an exciting opportunity for people to see window treatments in their own right. But standing back and taking a look at the spa shower, as we kind of pull out of this space, as you can see, it truly is a wow from that perspective, from the self-watering planter to the tub area, to the fireplace, to the vanity areas, to the makeup areas, to the vanity areas, to the private toilet area, to the storage area. So hopefully that gives you a bit of vision and ideas of, from a design perspective, some of the options. At this point, what we're going to try and do is just give you some very quick wrap on some of the basic building blocks of designs for powder rooms, main baths, just as almost a recap. So Chris, if we could switch over to Rick at this point, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Just give me a moment to switch everything over.
I will just.
Okay. There we go. All right, Rick, are you there? Nope.
Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yes, I can.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rick. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the VP of Sales for the company. And Chris, if you can put that last slide up.
Okay, no problem. Give me a moment.
I'm just going to recap a few things for bathroom design. Gord's gone into detail. But these are 10 bathroom design considerations for you to take into if you're planning a renovation on any of the bathrooms in your home. So at the very top is your layout. So plan your bathroom in advance. One of the things that I can say that our clients have been extremely happy with us is the fact that we are showing their renovations in advance in a drawing, in a what we call a CAD, a computer-aided design, so that they can actually see the space and experience it before we actually go to any type of build. What does that do? It takes away a lot of the errors that you can make up front, and you can tell right away if you like it or not. Especially if you're changing the configuration of the bathroom around. That'd be very important, looking at sizing, looking at materials, and planning in advance. Keep it simple. It's usually one of the smallest rooms in the home, so be mindful of what you're putting into it. Don't try to cram everything into these little spaces. Some people want the shower and the tub and everything. Depending on the size of the bathroom, it may look like you've actually tried to cram everything in. So be mindful of the space and plan accordingly that way. Storage. Doesn't matter what part of the house you're in, bathroom, the kitchen especially, storage is extremely important. So always think about the function of the space. Think especially of the way that you're using the space right now, what's working, what's not working for you, and plan accordingly. Your bathroom fitting, so your faucets, all of the finishes that you've got, make sure that you pay attention to those, and consistency is the key. One of the easiest way to make the bathroom flow really nicely is to get a brand that will give you a suite of things for your bathroom. So the faucets, the toilets, the sinks, everything matching, and then keep the color consistent also throughout. Obviously your toilet's not going to be polished gold or anything like that, but keep your ceramics one color and keep all of the fixtures in another color. Practicality of items, Gord went into that. So as an example, your freestanding or your built-in tubs, think about the way that you're using the space. As Gord said, if you've got a freestanding tub and it's too close to a wall because you don't have the space to put the freestanding tub in, it's going to be very hard for you to clean behind that freestanding tub, and you can get moisture and hair and dust stuck between that. So that might bug you and bugs a lot of people. So make sure that you plan that accordingly. Another thing is a lot of people now are starting to think of bidets in their bathrooms. It's very much a European thing, but Canada, the US, North America will start looking at this going forward. So plan for that, something like that too, if you're looking to put one in. Color, as you saw, as Gord was going through the bathrooms, color can definitely create a mood. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of putting darker colors in small spaces. If you remember, the main bathroom on the second floor had a darker color on the wall. Allison is our interior design consultant, so she helps our clients if they require that with colors, with art, with the finishings of the home. And in that case, if you notice, a lot of people are going with a lighter white colors for bathrooms. If you notice, we use cherry with a red finish, and it looked absolutely beautiful in there. So don't be worried about it. As long as you're able to coordinate all the finishes, it can look absolutely stunning. Your surfaces. So if you notice upstairs too, we went from man-made to natural surfaces. It all depends on the feel that you want in that room. The natural man-made surfaces with texture will bring a lot of different textures into the room and make the space look beautiful. So you can mix them if you'd like to. Lighting, extremely important. Kitchens, bathrooms. As you went through, you had task lighting, you had lighting just to accentuate certain parts of the bathroom. But at the end of the day, as an example, someone putting on makeup, the lighting coming straight from above may actually make that very hard for you to do. So make sure that you're thinking about those things, and having light coming towards you from above and task lighting are extremely important. Heating and ventilation. So addressing cold spots and mold issues, if you have them in your bathroom right now, think about those things. Make sure that your bathroom has enough ventilation, and think about the fact that your heating in the floor and things like that, depending on where you are in the house, can make a huge difference in the renovation and the way that you use it. And at the end of the day, once again, your bath accessories, that's the easiest way for you to change the look of the space and set the mood. Whether it's the color of your towels or jars or plants, anything like that is going to make a huge change right away in the space. So that's pretty much just 10 design considerations for you to take a look at. And Gord is going to take it from here.
So Chris, at this point, are there questions on the chat line at this point?
Nope, not at this point. We've addressed them all.
Okay, so let me just say, first of all, thank you for those that attended. We'd encourage you to share this with folks. We will be actually putting this up on our website. So at this point, this would conclude the actual bathroom session. I hope this has been of value. The feedback we've got has been exceptionally positive on these 3 lunch and learns that we've done at this point. So we'll bring it to a stop at this point. One thing we are going to do is just answer some questions that we've had from previous webinars about tools. So this concludes the presentation at this point. So thank you very much for those that attended. We'll just give it a moment for Chris to switch over to the website at this point.
All right, just bear with me a moment.
So while Chris is pulling this up, some of the questions that we've had that have come in after the fact is, what sort of tools are available to help me kind of come to grips with, how do we do this? How do I tackle this? Well, first of all, one thing I will state is we do have 4 basic building blocks to the lifestyle offering. And some of the folks that have gone through it over the years, we survey every single client, and we've received exceptionally positive feedback of all of them. And they're all exclusively independent. So there's not a commitment at any step of the way. It's just a natural building block. So the first one is a consult. So we will physically come out to your home. They are fairly in-depth sessions. And what we're trying to do is, we're not arrogant enough to think it's a lifestyle build project at that point. At this point, we've got over 27 years of experience, over 200 custom homes under our belt. We're trying to advise you where to spend money, and equally important, where not to. And we're going to talk about everything from design to finishing elements to materials, what sort of things to do and don't do on the fly. Typically, there's no clock ticking here, but those are fairly intensive sessions, and that's the consult. The second stage is CAD, and people are going, well, what is CAD? CAD is computer-aided design. So regardless of what firm you work with, having a design, having a layout will allow you to spend your money more effectively and make sure you're not into extensive rework. So that's the second step of the lifestyle offering. The third step is the build. Whoever you decide to work with on the build side, make sure they have a strong ownership on the supply channel. That's incredibly important. So for example, if you're working with a design company or a build company and they're getting everything from big box stores, quite often the quality product has already been stripped out to reach a price point. So the advantage, as an example, the cabinets you see behind us here, instead of going from manufacturer, wholesaler, distributor, retailer, they go directly to our end clients. So it's better price point, better quality. So that's the build side. And then the fourth side, which we're really excited about, and we've been just introducing this over the last number of years, is our full design side. So we have a number of people within the company, key members, that work on design, and that's literally from the start all the way through. And that's going to include anything from furnishing elements to art elements to accessory elements to window treatments, which we've been doing for countless years. So that kind of is the finishing component, which is absolutely stunning. If I take us back, say 5 years, clients felt that at that point, oh my God, I'm bringing all my old furniture back in, and it's not what they had envisioned. So we've gradually evolved to that. So we're quite excited about that. So let's talk about some of the tools. We have some tools on the website. So Chris, if you could just move this down. If you go to Lifestyles by Barron's, these are some of the tools we'd recommend you take a look at. And actually, why he's sliding through that, awards, we're really proud of this. It's not uncommon. It's quite an achievement for a company to win a award from the Build Society. This year alone, we actually won 5 out of 7 possible awards, which is a record in its own right. So we were very proud of that. And that's independent. That's not something we have any influence over other than showing the merits of what we produce. So it looks at cost, it looks at design excellence, it looks at quality, it looks at client feedback. So exceptionally proud of that. Let's move further down the front page of our website. These are some exciting tools that we'd encourage you to take a look at. So for example, if you want to do this at your own pace, this is the home that we actually won 5. It's called the Hoover Court Residence. If you take a look on the right there, you can literally click on that at your own time, and you can virtually walk through and really drill down on, if you press on those little, they look like darts, and it will show you befores of what that space was and what it's been changed to. And that's something you can do at your own pace. A great tool. We've had some really good feedback. Or, and this is something we're really excited about, this is the first time we've developed this. It's on the left side. You'll see the homeowner, Phyllis, there. We actually interviewed her, and it's being narrated by the homeowner. But what you're going to experience there is you're able to actually see the designs coming to life. And that's a really unique, that technology has only become available in the last year. So that's a whole new offering in the industry. Very few companies are doing it, but we're sharing with you what our designs were, what the motivation was, what the client was trying to achieve. We're actually sharing the befores. It's probably the most informative video that will really walk you through. And what's really special about that is this home actually does everything. It's doing everything from basement to main floor to second story, plus the entire exterior of the home, and then outdoor living. So, I mean, it's doing everything from the cabana outside to the pool to the decking solutions to the drive. We did everything on that particular residence. So there's a tremendous amount of information there. Final thing that I'll share with you here is client feedback. So if you take a look at the testimonial section there, and you can see it on the top command line there, there's nothing scripted here, and you can see it's real from our clients. We ask them to talk from the heart. There's no way we can script this, and they're literally just talking about their experience. So you can certainly do that from a testimonial standpoint. And we also do Google reviews, and this is something new to us as well. In the past, we didn't even ask clients for that, but we've been honored and flattered that at this point, we've had 24 of our clients actually go on and do reviews, and we have a 5-star rating with some pretty exceptional comments. So hopefully that says something about the quality of the lifestyle offering and who we are and the value and the price points that people receive. So moving forward, we're finally moving out of the COVID. We're excited about that. Feel free to book time at our decor center. It really is a unique experience. Prior to shutting everything down, we were getting phenomenal feedback. Clients were completely stunned and excited. This was all under one roof. The feedback, and from our manufacturers, has been exceptional. It is by invitation, and we're not doing the 60 people as we've done in the past. We will completely disinfect the center in between. We will also maintain social distance just for safety of our own staff, quite frankly, and also for our clients. So encourage you to do that. You can register online. We'll do our best to accommodate. I can't guarantee we can get everybody in, but we'll do the best that we can. And as I said, we do offer full consults. We are starting to see people starting to book. So encourage you to do that sooner than later. Just from a standpoint, we know we're going to get a little bit overwhelmed because we're no longer dealing with 60 people at a time. We're now dealing with a couple at a time. Anyway, hopefully this has been very informative. We really enjoyed doing this. We're really excited about the next Lunch and Learn. The next Lunch and Learn is really exciting. It's going to deal with everything from feature walls, which will include anything from a laundry room feature wall. Surprising, I think, how do you do that? And trust me, it's a wow. And that's, you'll see from our decor center, to fireplace feature walls, to home entertainment, to ceiling details, to natural elements. So that will be the purpose of our next session, and we look forward to that. We thank you once again for attending, and we look forward to seeing you at our Lifestyle Decor Center. Thank you very much.